Welcome back to NBA Talks. This is Jump Shot John, and hopefully soon I can get Rebound Randy back with me because I miss recording with him. We've just had really busy schedules lately and haven't been able to hang out. However, today I wanted to talk about expansion teams. Now, I already did a recording on expansion teams in Europe, but I want to talk about expansion teams here in the United States because I believe I mentioned before that I grew up on the border of Ohio and Pennsylvania, and I grew up right between Cleveland and Pittsburgh, right in the middle. So there's a lot of Cleveland fans back home, a lot of Pittsburgh fans back home. I lean towards Pittsburgh ever since I was a kid, but since they don't have a basketball team, an NBA team, I was always a Cavaliers fan. But I would love to see Pittsburgh get an NBA team, so I was kind of doing some thinking, and I wanted to see what cities I would like to see NBA teams in. So I was doing a little bit of research, and I found out that obviously everybody wants a team back in Seattle. I too would love to see a Sonics team back in Seattle. When you think of Seattle, you think of the Sonics and you think of Gary Payton and Sean Kemp, and that's all you need to think about. Maybe Detlef Schrempf, but still, Gary Payton was the man. So, of course, Seattle deserves a basketball team. I miss that green. I miss that, just everything about that team, man. Just a good team. And I would love to see them get a team back. Now, obviously, you don't want to just get one team. You want to balance it out with the second team. So I was thinking to myself, okay, obviously, I would love to see Pittsburgh get an expansion team. But what other cities could I potentially see NBA expansion teams go to? And I kind of made a little list here, and one of the things I found out is there's a lot of people talking about Louisville and St. Louis getting expansion teams, and maybe it's just me, maybe because I just didn't grow up right in that part of the country, but man, that just seems boring. Like, I'm not going to lie. I'm sure if you lived in those areas, you would absolutely love it, but I'm not the biggest fan of St. Louis. I don't hate them, but there's nothing there that really excites me, and just, I don't know. I'm not feeling those cities. But those seem to be some of the popular ones I noticed when I was looking this up. Obviously, Seattle was up there, and Pittsburgh was actually up there too. Now, there's a couple other markets that I wanted to mention that personally I think would be really interesting. Vegas was actually talked about quite a bit. I know we have the All-Star stuff in the NBA that takes place there, and I think that would be a really cool place. But my question is, do they have the permanent market there to support an NBA team? I mean, I just don't know. I mean, that's my question. Is there... Because, like, when I think of Vegas, I think of tourism. And I don't know, would tourists want to go to an NBA game? Or is there that big of a market of people that permanently live there, the residents, that would be able to support this? I don't know. But I really think having a team in Vegas would actually be really cool. I was also thinking Tampa would be really cool. I've actually had a chance to go on vacation down to the Tampa area, and it was absolutely beautiful. Now, I know that there's already two teams in Florida. There's the Miami Heat and the Orlando Magic. So do they really need a third team? I don't know. But Tampa's a really cool place, a really beautiful destination. I think that'd be really cool to have a team there. I was also thinking, what about Baltimore? Now, mind you, I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. So I just hate Baltimore, and my cousin actually lives in Baltimore, and he and I talk crap to each other all the time when it comes to football season, but that would be really cool to do in basketball season. You know, if Pittsburgh had a team and Baltimore had an NBA team, I would talk so much junk to him all the time, and I mean, that rivalry would be crazy. It could carry over into multiple sports, and I really think that would be kind of cool. Like, as much as now Baltimore, the city, is a really cool city, I guess, but I really can't stand their sports teams. Even though I went to an Orioles game one time, they have a beautiful stadium, but other than that, I really just don't like the Ravens. And I think it would be really cool if they had a team in Pittsburgh, team in Baltimore, and you can get that rivalry going, and that would be really cool. I was also thinking, what about Hawaii? What if Hawaii, like Honolulu or something, had a team? I don't know how players would feel about flying over there and going and playing games halfway in the middle of the ocean, but I really think that would be kind of cool. In fact, I can't even recall if they have any pro teams over there. I really don't think they do. I know their college football team was doing pretty well there for a few years. In fact, I think they may have even gone undefeated once or twice. I could be wrong on that, but I really don't think they have any pro sports there. If I'm wrong, go ahead and correct me in the comments, but I just don't think they do. And that would be kind of cool. That would mix it up a little bit because we do have teams in Canada, or a team in Canada, so why not Hawaii? That'd be kind of interesting. I'm not feeling the Alaska thing, but Hawaii would be pretty cool. Another thing I was thinking when I was kind of doing a little bit of research, just seeing what other people are thinking about this is, I was thinking, should it be allowed to have two teams in one city? I started thinking about the Lakers and the Clippers, because the Lakers were so dominant for so many years, and now the Clippers are kind of running the show over there, and who knows how that's going to go over the next few years and whatever. But I was thinking, is that just too many teams? Now granted, they have the market for it, just like New York. They have the Knicks and then the Brooklyn Nets. It's like two teams for the city, and they do have the market and the people to support those. But I'm curious, should that even be allowed? Shouldn't there be one marquee team and then that's it? Like, what if we took the Clippers and put them somewhere else? Or what if we took, the Nets and put them somewhere else? So obviously, you don't want to move the Lakers or the Knicks because those are just cornerstones of the NBA. But that's my question. I mean, should certain cities be allowed to have two teams? I mean, now granted, there's no rules against it, and they do have the markets to support it, but I guess I would like to see, and it makes for a great rivalry, I'll admit that, but I would almost kind of see like one team per city representing that city. So, I don't know, maybe you feel different. Like, I'm not from LA, and I'm not from New York, so I wonder how they feel. I just don't know how they would feel about it. So if anybody's from Los Angeles or New York City, just feel free to let me know because I just don't know. But it would be kind of cool to see one of those teams move elsewhere. And that's just kind of my personal thoughts. I like those teams being there. It doesn't bother me. But I'm just wondering, just kind of throwing it out there, should they be moved? Would it make sense to put a couple teams in places in United States that don't have teams, kind of expand out? I just don't know. But anyway, NBA, if you're listening to me, please put a team in Pittsburgh and put a team in Seattle. I don't even care. Put a couple more teams in, maybe Baltimore and Vegas. Put 4 teams out there. Any more than that would be way too many, but I would love to see an NBA team in Pittsburgh. Obviously, the Steelers are popular in the city, and obviously the Penguins are popular in the city. Even the Pirates, who did so terrible for so long, are just hanging on. Just fans are still going to the games. I really think that even though it would be one of the smaller markets, as compared to, let's say, in LA or in New York or Chicago, it's still a decent-sized market that could support another pro sports team. And I would love to see the NBA go to Pittsburgh. So anyway, those are my thoughts for right now, and I appreciate everybody listening once again. If you have any comments, thoughts, questions, or anything, feel free to leave them in the comments below, or if you have any ideas or topics you want me to mention or talk about, just let me know. And thanks to you all for listening, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.